So I'm honored to be up here to accept on behalf of our 2006 and 7 state championship teams, and I'd first like to thank the board, Sam and Jack and Jim and Sharon, for all the work that they do, and all the directors that are involved in putting together such a first-class organization that we have here with the Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame. I'd also like to thank all the voting members for voting our teams into the Hall of Fame. Would like to, it's kind of hard to follow Jenny and Blair. I'm so proud of them for getting in here. And I want to congratulate all of the award winners, the inductees, especially Jenny and Blair. And they played a little bit of a role in these teams achieving the success that they achieved. And what I mean by that is that, you know, I think if you're going to have success in life, you have to have expectations, and the higher expectations that you have, the greater success that you're going to have. And for us in 06 and 07, those teams had extremely high expectations, and those expectations, you know, they can be, you can form your expectations in a number of different ways. For them, they formed them because of those that went before them, and they formed them from those who they went to school with, and that includes Blair and Jenny. But this group of young men, especially that 06 group, they also formed it out of disappointment, because the season before, our season had ended, you know, with a little bit of disappointment. And so what do? You know, Blair's talking about setting goals, and everybody sets goals, and so a lot of people have high expectations, but how do you meet those expectations? Well, with that group, they met the expectations because they were such a competitive group. They were competitive in so many different ways. I remember thinking to myself, we knew as coaches that we had a special group. And we really knew how special they were when I made a decision to take on Detroit Country Day and put them on our schedule. I walk into a weight room and you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to get. And when I let the boys know that we're going to play Country Day, that weight room erupted with excitement, because they were not afraid to take on any challenges. As a matter of fact, they expected to win. And they went out that season, as Greg said in the video, and you know, had a convincing win against Country Day. So this group, so competitive in so many different ways, they were a group that when they were in 8th grade, we didn't think that maybe they would even play with each other, because it ended in a war between St. Stephen's and St. Thomas. They come into school as freshmen. I'm talking mainly about the 06 seniors, and the athletic director at the time overscheduled them as freshmen. They played Detroit Catholic Central's freshmen. They also played a JV team, and then Bay City Central had a great team. So they started out 1-3 as freshmen, and there was a little bit of panic that was probably involved on some of the parents' standpoint. But they accepted these challenges, and I think it's one of the great things in life when you have a group of young men who accept challenges. Greg alluded to the fact that then when we got to, and Christopher talked about the 07 group, we talk about the 07 group sometimes and we say, you know, they just didn't know any better. The expectation was that, based upon what had happened the season before, that this is what we do. This is how it goes. And so, again, great expectations, but with a competitive nature, leading us to great results. I want to thank the coaching staff. These young men were blessed to be coached by some very, very fine high school coaches, a group that we coached together for a number of years, so that helped, I think, you know, put us in a position to coach them up and help them reach that level. Thank you to all the parents. What tremendous support that we had from all of our parents through the camps that we took the boys to everything that they would do on the road, the team meals and everything else. Nouvel is a great community, represented very well here tonight. So once again, thank you for this award, and we're very blessed and very honored to be admitted into the Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame, 2006 and 7 state championship football teams from Nouvel Catholic Central. Thank you. So as part of the award, we do read off the names of all the team members and the coaches. And so if you're here in attendance, if you'd please step forward, I'll bring up our coaches first. Coach Dan Bankert, Chris Boyd, Trent Boyd, Chad Lukowski, Greg Meter, Mark Serra, Ramiro Torres, Ryan Waugh. And then on the 2006 state championship team, Philippe Augustine, Nick Ari, Kyle Baranski, Nick Birnbaum, David Brown, David Bujold, Andrew Karp, Jamie Karp, Kyle Couture, Aaron Deal, Anton Deisler, Patrick Graham, Kyle Henris, John Herzler, Dan Hurd, Patrick Jurema, David Kazmierski, Matt Klenk, Zach Krakowski, Tyler Krasiniak, Jamie Lake, Jason Lauer, Paul Lewis, Billy Luby, Adam Main, Stephen Marshall, Jeremy Motter, John McColgan, Alex McMall, Jim Mativa, Christian Miller, Eric Miller, Jimmy Miller, James Murtha, Ryan Palmer, Jake Porath, Doug Putnam, Charlie Riffle, Jordan Rowe, Timmy Ryan, Justin Shefka, Andy Schultz, Kenji Sheltry, Brad Sontag, Stephen Steele, Zach Them, Jordan Weigel, and Nick White. Sim, I don't know why they didn't have you on this list. You're on the other one. Bob Simonowski joins us up here as one of our coaches. I hope to not duplicate when I read 2007. Drew Crawford, Nick Dambro, Josh Fallon, Brandon Felton, Zach Garner, Ryan Henris, Chad Jacobs, Kyle Jurgens, Austin Krozak, Alex Lake, Paul Lewis, John Ludka, Zach Luplo, Brandon Lyon, Christian Miller, Michael O'Connor, Vincent Perez, Kenny Robinson, Kevin Robinson, Garrett Rowe, Nick Ross, Nick Snyder, Bo Them, Murphy Wilson, and Peter Woodbridge, our 2006 and 7 state championship teams.